and welcome back to day 5 of Sweet Colorful Christmas. Now I am recording this on Monday, but by the time this gets uploaded it will be Tuesday, so we will be right on schedule, and we are going to work some more on our little Sherri Baldy picture. We're coloring out of Sherri Baldy's Warm Christmas Nights. Very, very cute little book. So we started this image in the previous part, and we're going to just continue where we left off and try to finish her up today, or get pretty darn close anyhow. So I'm going to grab the colors that we were working with here, at least the reds anyhow, and I will show you that I am having my glass of wine. There's my wine, some lovely Chardonnay. And so I'm going to drink on that while we're coloring. Let's go ahead and get zoomed in, and we will work a little bit more on her. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Let's go in just a little bit more. Okay. Sometimes this touch screen on this camera is a bit of a pain. Okay, let's try that. Hopefully we'll be able to see what we're doing here. Okay, and if it gets a little blurry, then I'll zoom back out, but let's go ahead and work on what we got here. I'm trying to work on this before it gets too dark, because once it starts to get really dark in here, I have a heck of a time seeing, and then it's just a bit of a pain. So we're going to start working on her little, we'll keep going on this part here. Okay. So we're just going to start with the lighter color. We'll get into the darker color, and we'll do some shading and stuff. So anyway, like I said, I'm recording this on Monday, but by the time this gets released, it will be Tuesday morning. I will try to get this released between 7 and 7:30 in the morning. That way you guys can have it on your hot little screens first thing in the morning and enjoy some color tube while you wake up. If you're anything like me, boy, I love to watch, like, as I am in bed with my iPad. Like, I love watching videos and movies and stuff just curled up in bed with my iPad. There's nothing like it in the whole world. You talk about being spoiled and lazy. But that's the only way to go. And it works out very nicely for me. Now, it's kind of funny, but like when I'm watching coloring videos and stuff, I kind of like to see what everybody's coloring, so it's very rare that I'll kind of color along as I'm watching a video, because I actually like to watch the coloring and see how the picture is coming to life. So that is what I like to do as I'm watching a coloring video. But now I tend to color a lot, like when I am listening to my audiobook. I will definitely do that. That's pretty much mainly like when I color, is when I have my audiobook on. That's usually my coloring time. So I'd be curious as to what your favorite coloring time is. Like, do you watch TV when you color? Do you listen to an audiobook? Do you just sit down at your table and color? So I do most of my coloring while I'm on my bed or in bed, because that's where I listen to my books a lot, is in my room. So that is pretty much where I will color, is in my room, in bed, except when I'm making these videos and then I come in here on my kitchen table. Unfortunately, I don't really have a dedicated coloring space. I want to change that at some point, but I don't think that's going to happen until until our daughter moves out, and gets a place of her own. But I tend to do a lot of my coloring in bed just because it's easier for me. It is. It's a lot easier for me. Because like I said, that's where you listen to my audiobooks, and I can get as close as I need to get to the page and see what I'm doing at that point. So yeah. I hope everybody is doing well. We're doing okay here. Still in the middle of our concert season for our choral group. There's actually 2 concerts left, but I will only be in one because I have a conflict with one of the others, and I won't be able to participate in that. And then after that's over, it's actually going to be pretty quiet. We'll just have our Lions Club Christmas dinner to go to, and then after Christmas, our choral group has like an after Christmas kind of dinner party thing that, you know, that we go to, unless the weather turns out really crappy and then we don't get out. But I try not to miss it, and the only time I would ever miss it is if like we had crappy weather, which actually happened to us one year, and we didn't want to get out in it. So that is that. So I'm using my polychromos on this thing, on this little girl here, and I think she's going to turn out just so cute. Now in the end, I think I'm going to put a pastel background on her, plus I will probably put some stickles on her, maybe on the bows and stuff. Put a little bit of stickles on her, make her all glittery and more festive looking. Alright, so I want to take my darker color, and I want to add more layers to kind of shade this with a little bit. So to me, these polychromos work pretty well on this kind of paper. It's Create Space paper. I'm a bit of a paper snob. I actually prefer coloring on nicer paper than this. A lot nicer paper than this, but I used to be really quirky, like when I would color, like I did not want to color in my books. So I would actually copy everything onto other paper and color it that way. But I've kind of gotten out of that a little bit just because it's an extra step that I have to take. And let me tell you, sometimes I get lazy in my old age and I just don't want to do it anymore. So I just started just coloring in my books and just saying to heck with it. So yeah, that's what I have been doing, is just coloring right in the books and going from there. Because I mean, you know, not only is it that extra step, but you know, you're putting other, you know, you're putting other resources into actually printing the page or copying the page, because you know, not only are you buying the book, but then you have to buy the ink and stuff to print everything on or copy everything on, and you know, that can get a little bit expensive and pricey, depending on what kind of printer you have, especially if you have an inkjet printer, because you can really go through a lot of ink that way on those types of printers. The laser printers I don't think are quite that bad, but still, you know, you're still using resources to put your image on when you do that. And if you have an image where you really want it on some better paper, that's good. But I mean, if you're gonna like copy a whole coloring book, that can run you into some bucks. So, and again, you know, it's a personal preference. If that's what you prefer to do, you know, there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do. If that makes you feel better, then by all means you do it. If you don't want to deal with that, then you don't. It's your books, your supplies, you know, you tackle it however you want to do it, and you know, only you can decide the best way to do that. So you have to decide what's best for you in that situation and if it's worth it for you or not. Because it may not be. It may or may not be, depending on your situation and whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. Okay. Just trying to get in there, and I want to get some of the darker pencil in here. I don't think we're going to sing in this video because we did quite a bit last video. But if there's any song that you want to hear, tell me in the comment section, and we will attempt to make it happen. Okay, I'm going to press down a little bit on this darker color. You can try to get in there with the amount that I want to get in there. Ugh. Get out of the lines again. Ugh. I always do that, you guys. I always do that. Okay. Make sure we're still in frame. I think we're good to go. So does anybody else have this book? Does anybody else have this book, and do you color in this book? If so, this is only my first time coloring in this book, so this will be my first image colored in this book. But I plan to do plenty more because this book is really cute. This book is adorable. Okay. Oh, have a heart attack, drop my pencils. I hate when I do that. Now if that would have been a Prismacolor, oh my gosh, like that would have been like tragic. I think I might have screamed and fainted had that been a Prismacolor. Because if you guys know anything about Prismas, like if you drop those, that core can tend to break. And then when you go to sharpen it, you're going to have breakage issues. I'm not saying that that would happen all the time, but and I've not had a bit of issue with my Prismas, like ever. I've been very, very fortunate with my Prismas, but I sure don't want to end that lucky streak. And I've heard so many people say that, oh my gosh, like you drop your Prismas, then you're going to have a lot of issues. And I don't want to see that happen to any of my pencils. Okay. I'm just going to try to put a little bit more on here. I feel like that the colors I chose are a little bit too similar, and I have to add a few more layers to really get it to stand out. I'm sorry I'm silent for just a minute, but I'm trying to concentrate on this where these lines are a little bit tiny. So, what's the weather like where you guys are? It's It was really, really beautiful yesterday. Really unseasonably warm yesterday. But today was still pretty warm, but we had a heck of a wind. Like, we've had a lot of wind. And but starting tomorrow, it's really going to start to get cold. It's really going to start feeling like winter. Which I guess a lot of people love for this time of year, but I never did like winter. It sucks. I don't like it. I don't like it. And like my husband always says, one day closer to spring. That's what he always says, is one day closer to spring. So, yep. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to color. Now, what I want to do is we're going to color her hat up here red. But we need to try to get some purple up here because we got quite a bit of purple down here. So I need to kind of even it out a little bit. We're going to color the scarf purple and then just keep the hat red. And I think that'll look really cute. Okay? So what do you guys think so far? What do you guys think so far? So I'm going to move the camera just a little bit so that we can get to the hat. And I'm going to take another drink of my wine. There's my wine. Okay. So I think I'm going to start out with the darker color and go on the edges. Okay. So I can get here. Okay. You can see what I'm doing. Okay. Sorry, I have to move the book just a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to take the darker color and then just kind of come and get the edges. And then I can blend in with the lighter color. I want to keep it out of that scarf as much as I can. Okay. Okay. I'll just kind of be careful with this because I don't want to get this into the scarf at all. Okay. Okay. Okay, just be patient with me for a sec. Be patient with me for a sec. I'm really trying to get into the small detail right here. Okay. Okay, now get in on the other side. Oof. Sorry guys, I have to move the book. So, sorry I'm silent for just a minute, but as soon as I get into the tiny space here, then I will start jibber-jabbering here. Just give me a little bit. Alright, so, anyway, Does anybody have this book? And if so, do you like it? Have you colored in it yet? So, like I was talking in my last video with my little goldies. Yes, hello my little goldies. I gotta get used to saying that now. Hello my little goldies. So, like I was saying in my last video, if anybody would like to do a buddy color, either the traditional way or similar to how Anne is going to do it for her fruit bats, you know, I'm going to turn this around just a little bit. I kind of feel like I'll be able to get this hat better if I just kind of turn it this way. And I'm going upside down. Sorry, guys. So, like I was saying in my last video, if anybody would like to do a buddy color, either the traditional way or like how, similar to how Anne is going to do it with the face-to-face chat kind of deal, let me know if that's something that you are interested in. We could do it on, I could get Skype on my phone, I got to put it back, or we could do it through Facebook Messenger, because there is a feature to do either a voice call or a video call. Let me know if that is something that you are interested in, and we will try to do that. Or if you just want to do the traditional buddy color too, I am up for that as well. That's where you just, where we pick a picture and we color the same picture. And we show what we did. Okay. So here comes our hat. And here comes our mail. Oh my gosh. My daughter can get that. I tell you what, like when I do these color and gabs, or these like color and gab videos, color and chats, like I do this and I'm still in my nightie. Because it is just so comfortable just to kind of sit and chat and color with you guys, and I just stay in my nightie when I do this. So there's something you may not have realized, but yes, when I film these, usually, like when I film these coloring videos, I am in my nightie. And that's just how I like to be. And I think got out of the lines a little bit. What came? Well, I know that. Why did they ring the bell? For you?
Huh?
Was it for you?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Hold on.
That's the daughter.
I got up the same thing.
Oh, okay. All right, so there is our hat. What do you guys think of that? All right, let's go ahead and turn it around here, and we'll get our purples back out, and I think we will do her scarf. All right, guys, we are getting there. What do you guys think of this so far? Well, I'll have to zoom out and show it to you guys, but I think we'll get the purples out and we'll do her scarf. I think we'll do the little decoration right there in purples, because I think that's going to be part of the scarf. It's kind of tied underneath her chin. How cute is that? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Actually, I'm going to take You know, I got like the little squiggles here, but I'll do that last, I think, because I may have to get very close to do those little squiggles. So I'm going to go ahead and stick our reds back in here, and then I'm going to grab our purples, and we will color our scarf. Okay, so purples, and then we're going to have to get, what do you call it, we'll have to get a skin tone as well. Alright, so we're just going to take 2 of the purples. Take 2 purples, take a sip of wine. So I'm going to take the darker purple and I'm going to go over the little decorations that's tied underneath her chin. Just give me a second here while I do that. You know what, I think I'm going to just do that off camera because I have to get pretty close to do that. So I'll do the squiggles and then the little tie thing underneath her chin. I'll do that very quickly off camera, and then we'll do the bigger stuff on camera because it's just a little easier. Okay, so let's go ahead and take care of her scarf. We'll start out with our lighter color. We'll try to avoid her eyelashes, and because we'll have to darken those up a little bit. Make sure that those are nice and visible. Okay. So I really don't know what else to say at this point right now. I kind of told you what we were up to in the last video. So today, Monday, like I said, I'm recording this on Monday, but it's been pretty quiet. I just took the time to make some videos. And it's kind of a windy day. John actually has a meeting tonight. So I will be able to actually get some of this finished up, I think, because a lot of times, like when he's home, it's just really hard to actually get much coloring done, because like he wants to talk, which I don't blame him, you know, after work and everything is all done. So I go to spend time with him at night, you know. But since he's got his meeting, and sometimes they can run pretty long, so I will have a little bit more time to finish up making a video, which is nice. I think I might have said it before, but I'm using my polychromos for this. Okay, I'm just going to move the book kind of slightly sideways so I can see. I am the type of person that has to move the book so I can see what I'm doing, so I do apologize for that. It just can't be helped. So, everybody over here is doing pretty well. I say pretty well. The exception, of course, is Turbo. He really just seems like he is getting worse. He seems like he is going downhill very quickly. He's gurgling a lot when he's breathing, so his breathing is definitely affected by the cancer. He's moving very slow. Like he's moving a lot slower than, I mean, he's like 10 and a half, I guess almost 11, but he's kind of acting like maybe a 13-year-old. because the cancer really slows him down because he's not feeling so good, obviously. He sneezes a lot, you know, like he's just gonna do for the rest of his life. He's just gonna keep sneezing a lot. That's just how it's gonna be. No getting around that. So I honestly just can't tell you how much more time he's gonna have. I would actually be quite surprised if he made it to Christmas. You know, I sure hope I'm wrong, but a lot of times, like when they get stuff like this, and the vet also said that it's a fast-growing, aggressive kind. So I just can't tell you how much more time he's going to have. I just don't know that. And my suspicions are that it's probably not going to be a whole lot of time, unfortunately. And man, I dread the day like when we're going to have to, you know, when we're going to have to make that one-way trip. I really dread that day. I mean, I know it's going to be coming, but I just, oh gosh, boy, do I dread it. So probably when it happens, when I come back to color with you guys, I'm probably not going to be as cheerful, obviously. Obviously. But I'm sure it'll be a comfort to me to come on here and color with you guys and chat with you guys and stuff. So thank you to everybody, you know, who has sent thoughts and prayers and stuff over time, you know, for him. That is very, very, very much appreciated. Very, very, very much. So yeah, so that's kind of a, you know, that's definitely a downer. Everybody else here is doing good. Alex is doing good. Caleb is doing good. Sheena is doing good. The humans are doing good. So it's just Turbo that we're concerned about a lot at this point in time. And of course, rightfully so. But I will keep you guys updated on him. Alright guys, so here is what we have so far. Now what I did off camera was I did a border, and then I also did her lips. I did the squigglies, or not the, I did the squigglies right there, and then I also did the little tie like underneath her scarf. So I got a couple of colors. We're going to try to do her skin tones, and then I'll come back with my pan pastels and we'll put the background on this. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so we can see. Alright, so I'm going to start out over here with the lighter color, and we're just going to see what we can do with this here. So one thing that's kind of challenging for me is sometimes like it's hit or miss with me, like for skin tones. Like Sometimes I can get it spot on, and then other times like I get it looking like really orange. And yeah, that can be a little bit of an issue. So you know, sometimes it's just hit or miss for me as far as that goes. But because I remember, like, I did a page out of my Old Testament scene stained glass, and I colored Adam and Eve looked a little orange. I don't know if I'd be able to erase any of that and then try it again, but Adam and Eve, I think, are just going to have to look a little orange. But so far, I think what I got with this little girl here, I think she may come out pretty good with this. She'll have a light complexion. We could try to give her some rosy cheeks. I'm going to move the book just a little bit so I can see. I'm one of those people that oftentimes have to move my book, so I apologize for that. I got one that's slightly darker too, because we'll try to put that in strategic places. Oh, and I also took my micron and I just kind of outlined her eyelashes a bit. Just kind of accentuated them because they were kind of got lost in the color, like when I put that down on the page. Okay. Alright, so here's what we're getting so far. Okay, so let's come over here with this. We'll try to darken her cheeks up a little bit. And we'll blend it in. We'll do just a light layer here. And then I can take the lighter color and go over that just a little bit more. I think this is going to look really cute. I think she's going to turn out really pretty. Now I do want to put some stickles on her as well, but I'll get the pastels on her first. Okay. Okay. We'll take the lighter color and we'll go over her a little bit, some more. So it's getting a little bit late in the day. Like I said, I am doing this on I'm recording this on Monday, but by the time you guys see it, I will have released it for Tuesday, so we'll be right on course. But it's getting kind of late in the day, so, I mean, not like late in the day, but like getting close to evening time. So I will be wanting to just sit back and relax, maybe just watch some videos, or maybe just taking a movie tonight. I don't have anything to do tonight, and it's a relief after having a weekend full of concerts to not have to worry about anything. Okay, so here is her skin tone. Now I could try to go ahead and find a little pink and rosy up her cheeks just a little bit. Let's see what we can find. got this little pink color here. We'll just add just a little bit of a light layer just kind of on her cheeks. Maybe try to rosy them up just a little bit. Add some pinks to her. Now I'll just take my light color and just go over that again. Very lightly. Alright. Now, I think maybe I'll take some blue and do her eyes. Yeah, let me grab a blue. We could have done her brown too, but I think for today we're gonna do blue. So let me put back my skin tone colors. Okay. Yeah, it's getting dark enough where I'm having a hard time seeing. So I'm gonna try to finish her. All right. If it's not one thing, it's another. All right, so I'm just gonna take some blue and maybe just kind of go around her eye a little bit. Nothing major, just kind of around her eye just a little bit. Do this over here. Alright, I think that's pretty decent. Okay guys, I'm going to go ahead and get my pan pastels and we'll put a background on her. And I'll probably do some stickles. So I will be right back. Okay guys, so here is our pan pastels, and I know I'm not getting all of the colors in frame. But here's what we got so far. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to take this color here. This color right there. And I think we're going to make a little background for this little girl here. So let me grab an applicator and we will do that. Okay. I'm going to start out with a big one to get the bigger spaces. Alright, so I'm just gonna put some on our little applicator right there. And then we're just going to come up and just start adding this to our page. And I think this is going to be just a nice little added touch for this. I might have to get a smaller one. Applicator, I mean, to get to the spots where our girl is so we don't get any on the actual picture. And I'm just adding just kind of a real soft layer to this. I could make it really opaque, but I think just maybe a softer look for this I think would do very well. And I'll get the bigger spaces for right now, and then I'll come in with a smaller applicator and get to the get near the actual design so we don't bork it up. and get stuff all over everything. Okay, take some and just, so I'm just taking this applicator and just going all over my page. And I'm going to try to get as close to the design as I can, and then I'll come in with the smaller one and I'll get a little bit closer so I don't smear things. Okay, let me grab a smaller applicator. Something just a little smaller for doing this job. All right. I'm just going to take one of these just little finger ones, and I'm just going to get in just really close to this, as close as I can get. I am really in love with these pan pastels, you guys. I mean, these things are super nice. And hopefully, I'm not going to get it all over my picture. But I think this is going to turn out really nice. I like this color against here. And you can always mix these as well. And give a little bit more variety. Now, it's best when you get this on here. I always like to spray mine with the fixative, because to me, it keeps it from smearing and rubbing off elsewhere where you may not want it. I'm just trying to get in as close as I can. I got a pretty small one right here now. Okay, so I'm going to move the book just a little bit so I can see what I'm doing over here. I think I missed a spot. Okay. Now we could make this more opaque if we chose to, but I think we're just going to leave it like so. And then our last step is going to be putting some stickles on. All right. There's our pastel. Okay guys, so what I'm gonna do is I am going to put these away, and I'm gonna put some fixative on this, and then I'm gonna I will add some stickles, and then I'll come back and show you the finished product, and then we will call her done. So just give me a minute and I will be right back. All right everybody, here is our picture, and this is our completed work here. So this is the picture that came from Warm Christmas Nights by Sherri Baldy. Now I put just a little bit of stickles just on her boots and on the little tie and on the little decorations up there. So it's not dry yet, and there's our pastel work with our polychromos. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all this come together. I think she turned out really cute. So what do you guys think? Alright guys, so this is going to be the end of this episode. We'll do more tomorrow. We'll start a new picture. So you guys have an awesome day. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already. But better yet, hit that bell so you can be notified when I upload new videos. And that will make you an official Goldie. Leave a comment and tell me what you think. Of course, hit that like button. You all have a great day, and we will talk to you in the next video. Okay, bye my little Goldies.